Good evening. This evening, I'm very pleased to address my fellow Guyanese brothers and sisters, especially those in the diaspora. As your president, I find the greatest joy when I'm with you, whether in your communities, on the ground, or just sitting around with you, discussing ideas and discussing the future of our country. Yes, there are challenges, there are opportunities, but under the One Guyana umbrella, we have committed ourselves to facing these challenges together, understanding the shared prosperity that lies ahead of us, and working as hard as we can together so that all of us can inherit this beautiful Guyana, a Guyana in which all our aspirations, all our hope, and all our dreams can be realized. Not as six different people. Yes, celebrating our ethnic diversity, but achieving prosperity, building our country, and developing our country together as one Guyana family, as a Guyanese family. It was such an honor. It was a great privilege for me to spend a day visiting members of our diaspora in Brooklyn and Queens. When I was in Brooklyn and Queens, I felt the love of what Guyana offers. I felt the collective strength of our people wanting only what is best for our country. And I thank all of you for the love that you showed to me and for saying to me that you want us to work together. You want us to build together. And I'm very pleased that I had the opportunity to meet all of you. The more than 13% of the King's, the hospital in Brooklyn, 13% of the staff, a staff of 5,500, being Guyanese, celebrating your work, being proud of you. I was so proud to hear the stories from CEOs and leaders in the Brooklyn and Queens area talking about the contribution of Guyanese to that society, to healthcare, to education, to community service. I was even much more satisfied to come to your establishment, the way you welcomed me to your businesses all across New York, in Brooklyn and in Queens, allowing me to come into your premise to see and celebrate with you what you have achieved. Those are things that make us stronger. I assure you that I left strengthened in my resolve, and this government resolve to achieve the agenda of One Guyana, to build out and continue to strengthen the agenda of One Guyana. Make no mistake, no detractors, no haters, no racists, no one who seeks selfishly to derail this agenda, no one with a separatist narrative, no one with a hidden agenda would be allowed to shake my strong belief in the Guyanese people and in our ability to achieve one Guyana and to achieve prosperity for every single family. However, I found myself compelled to respond tonight, not because I want to respond to any individual, for I have no time on my agenda to waste behind racist, separatist propagandists. I have no time in my agenda to lose energy behind those who cannot see anything from a different window than the window of racism. But tonight, I respond to these individuals, my brothers and sisters, because of the hurt they're trying to instill in the people, in the ordinary people, in you, the people of Brooklyn, who came out. And what are you guilty of? You are guilty of welcoming a president You are guilty, according to him, of sharing love. You're guilty of being civil. You're guilty of showing the true Guyanese spirit. You're guilty of coming together. You're guilty of rejecting racism. You're guilty of rejecting hate, according to his narrative. They issued a complete press release, this CGID, condemning hard-working, honest Guyanese. And what are you guilty of? It hurts me to know that people and organizations who claim to love can be so divisive, can be so self-centered and selfish, that they can issue statements calling for the boycott of businesses, boycott of your economic well-being, boycott of your economic welfare. How low can you get? If you have something against me, come after me with all that you have. Point all your guns and weapons to me, but leave the people out of this. Do not seek to destroy the lives of ordinary people. Do not seek to separate our people. The experience of 1950, when we were separated for selfish reasons, driven by external forces, must be corrected. And make no mistake, this president and this government is going to correct it. We are going to bring our people together. We are going to unite this country, and we are going to build prosperity for every home. But don't do this to the ordinary people. Don't point the gun of hate. Don't point the poison of hate from your arrows to the ordinary people. Do not do this to them. They are guilty of nothing. All that they want is to share their ideas, share their vision, share an opportunity to interact, to ensure that the country they love, that their love for their country is bigger than anyone's selfish desire to divide us. No right-thinking person can agree with the narrative, the live narrative on the Burkes, or the statement that was issued. And I call on all the elected officials, whether it's Mr. Hakeem Jeffries, Mr. Meeks, I call on them to examine the actions of this group against ordinary Afro-Guyanese, to examine the action that this group is perpetuating against the businesses. And all that they did was to show love. We are ordered to show love. We are ordered to demonstrate love to our neighbors. To the people of Brooklyn, I'm grateful, and I understand deeply the sacrifice you made. Queens, New York, and Brooklyn, I thank you sincerely. Your outpouring of love uplifted me even to a greater place, motivate me and my government to renew and redouble our efforts to bring prosperity to every home, to encircle every Guyanese family in the strength of love, in the bosom of love. What is so difficult? How can you, and you know the hypocrisy of it, is that these very individuals, they love to carry the narrative that the president comes, he would never come to Brooklyn. He has no time with the people of Brooklyn. But the president was with the people of Brooklyn, and then that too is a problem. Then that becomes an issue. And let me say this. Let me say this in protection of the integrity of those persons who walked with me. None of them were paid. They did not even ask for a bottle of water. They offered me water. They offered me food. They offered everyone around food and water. and to belittle these people, to attack them by saying that they were paid stooges. This cannot be the type of people who put their hands up in the air and call themselves leaders. This cannot be people of dignity and integrity. This cannot be people who claim to represent the truth when you, the people, know the truth. But this is just an exposure of who they are. This is an awakening for all the persons in our diaspora to see through the shallow window that they operate from. This is an opportunity for you at this moment to redouble your commitment to the One Guyana principle, to redouble your energy, to redouble your commitment to the ideas that you shared with me. And yes, I will be back there in Queens and Brooklyn with you as you asked me to in the summer. I'm going to be there to walk beside you, because as long as the people would have me here as their president and would have this People's Progressive Party civic government that I am humbled to represent as president, we are committed to walking with you in and out of government. I can come to Queens and come to Brooklyn and go to Berbice and go to Buxton and go to Linden and go to Quarantine with the same message. With the same message. Because our message is not founded on hate. Our message is not founded on racism. Our message is founded on national unity. It is founded in our collective desire to see our beautiful country prosper. I do not necessarily listen to these hateful messages from these people. But tonight, I received many, many messages and calls from Brooklyn. And I had to speak tonight. I had to speak tonight in honor of the integrity of those persons who welcome me and my team. Do not belittle these people. Do not destroy their character. Do not assassinate their character by saying they are puppets and stooges and they were paid and their businesses should be boycotted. What manner of behavior is this? Is this what Hakeem Jeffries will support? I do not think so. I do not think so, because he should understand how important it is to stand on the right side of history. And I would urge you to share that press release, to share the live from the head of the CGID, and to share all the videos and photos which are elected officials, and ask them, what are you guilty of? We have to decide, do we really want, honestly, love and unity? Do these persons honestly want love and unity? Look at the hypocrisy. He would have loved for me to come to the US and not go to Brooklyn, because, again, he would have got an opportunity to preach the separatist path. My dear friends, in the diaspora, you're an important part of our future. You're an important part of building a stronger Guyana. You're an important part of building prosperity in every home. This opportunity gives us a point of honest reflection. It gives you an opportunity to measure these leaders by their actions, to measure these leaders by their narrative, to measure these leaders, these so-called leaders, by what exactly is their selfish desire. They don't want to see our people together. They don't want to see our people coming together because this does not fit their narrative. This does not fit their agenda. Do not lose heart, my dear friends. Do not lose heart, my friends in the diaspora. I have read all your messages and took all your calls today. I feel the hurt. But again, I celebrate your commitment in those messages and calls to continue this journey, to embrace each other, and to work collectively, for us to work collectively in the building of prosperity to every home, in the building out of our One Guyana. There is no other way. There is no other way for us as a people. There is no other way for us as a nation. There is no other determination than a determination to succeed. We are stronger together when we hold each other up. I say to you, as I said to many of you individually, that I had to come tonight to reassure you that in the greatest challenge lies the greatest opportunity for victory. In the greatest challenge lies the greatest opportunity for victory. Let this be the moment of victory for Guyana. Let this be the moment of victory for Guyana. The folk festival, the cultural festival, we are going to work together. All of the USA, all of New York, our diaspora, we are going to work together and present the greatest show in New York. The show of Guyana. The show of who we are. One people, one nation, one destiny. We will bury the walls of the haters. We'll crumble the foundation of the haters. We'll destroy the superstructure of the haters. And we will replace it with love and unity. We'll replace it with joy and prosperity. I say to all of you in Brooklyn, to the people of Brooklyn, do not fall for this racist narrative. Support each other. Support each other's businesses. Grow with each other. Lift each other up. Lift each other up. Help each other. Strengthen each other. Fortify each other. That is what we do as a family, the Guyanese family. Together we will. Together we must. Long live Guyana. Long live the people of Guyana. I thank you and God bless all of you.